Hello and welcome to another episode of AI Buzz. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is the second video in the Start a Career in Data This Month series. If you haven't seen the first video, I'm going to put a link in the description to the first one. Go check that one out first because this will build off of that. So that video was about getting excited by working on projects and identifying some of the holes in your theoretical understanding of machine learning. The way I work is I get excited about projects. I love building things. There does come a point when you're building things that you do need to bolster your theoretical understanding. If I have the right project that I'm working on, I'm actually dying to go learn more about the theory so that I can power and beef up that application. It's very difficult for me to go the other way, go from theory to application. That's the way most colleges work, and that's the way I learned in school. Watching hours of lectures is really not that fun. So that's the way this video series is going to work. Get students excited about building and creating things, and then supplement that with theory. Anyways, enough blabbing about how this series is going to flow. Let's get into a couple ways that you can start to really beef up your theoretical understanding of this stuff. So I would say there's two main ways that you can do this, either through books as well as courses. You guys might have seen my recommendation for some books a couple of videos ago, but this video series, we're talking about things we can do this month if you're starting out. I would recommend getting this book right here, the 100-page machine learning book. It's short enough to be able to read it all the way through, and it's going to be a great reference book to look at as you build your applications and understand things on a deeper level. It's also extremely useful preparing for interviews. Usually in interviews, you want a working knowledge of a lot of different models, and this is going to have short and succinct explanations for a lot of those. As you can see from this copy here, this copy is pretty beat up. I did use this book a lot when I prepared for interviews. It's great for that. I'm going to put a link in the description if you do want to check that one out. As far as courses go, I would highly recommend taking a data course through a program like Coursera. There are a couple classes that I would recommend that are more of introductory crash courses. They're not really intended for deep study, but they're so good that you should definitely check them out. The absolute number one class I'd recommend taking is by Professor Andrew Yang. It's called AI for Everyone. It's pretty much an institution at this point that everyone takes this. Professor Yang is a legend, and he's potentially the most renowned AI teacher in the world. I absolutely loved taking this class and would highly recommend it. It's also free to enroll, which is incredible. If you want something a little more intense and more of a deep dive, he also has a deep learning specialization class as well. I've not gotten around to taking it myself, but it definitely is on my list. I enjoyed the first one so much. If it's anything like this first class, it's going to be really good, and it's taught by Professor Yang as well. If you're not already sold on this class, let me get into a little bit of background about Professor Yang and why he is going to be so qualified to teach you. He used to be the director of the Stanford AI Lab, and then he became a chief scientist at the company Baidu, and then he actually founded Coursera. He was also one of the founding members of Google Brain, which pioneered some extremely impressive convolutional neural net technology for the time. So yeah, he might actually be one of the most qualified people on the planet to teach this stuff. The next set of classes that I'm going to talk about are more of nano degrees. These are a little like boot camps and can offer you a tangible degree that companies are beginning to respect more and more. One of the things that a more involved course like this is going to allow you to do is to really build that portfolio that I was talking about in the first video. So these are going to be a lot more expensive than the classes that I just recommended, but they're a lot more involved. Classes like this are going to be for those who need the structure of a class to be able to work through a project and stay motivated. I was fortunate in that I was able to stay motivated and try to build a data portfolio on my own self-study, but I realize it's not the case for everyone, and that some people really benefit from having that structure. So I haven't taken any of these nanodegree programs before, but I've reviewed the curriculum of a couple, and I really like the one that's put forth by Udacity. If I was going to take one, I would definitely take that one. So this is a pretty extensive class. It's designed to be a 3-month nano degree, but if you're able to finish the coursework sooner, you can actually skip a couple of the payments. Some of the topics that they cover are Jupyter, NumPy, Anaconda, Pandas, and Matplotlib. A lot of the introductory Python packages that you're going to want to know. It's also got a lot of hands-on projects that are going to allow you to build that portfolio. I was checking out the team behind this class, and it's got one heck of a team. It has Grant Sanderson. He's the creator of 3 Blue, 1 Brown. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels, has some very beautiful mathematics visualizations. The main instructors are all computer science or computer engineering PhDs, so you're really going to be learning from some impressive people. One downside might be that it's reasonably pricey, so make sure that if you're going to do something like this, that you stick with it through the whole thing. At some point, I really do want to take one of these nano degrees and kind of document the whole process. I think that could be really cool. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to see that. So I'm going to put the links in the description to everything that I talked about in this video. If you're looking for a book that'll be really helpful for interviews as well as bolster some of your theoretical understanding, kind of give you a couple sentences to be able to say for each of the main types of models and principles in data science, data engineering, check out the 100-page machine learning book. If you're looking for more of a crash course of study, check out AI for Everyone. That's a really, really valuable class. If you have not taken it yet, definitely sign up for that one. It's free, like I said. And if you're looking for something more involved, more in depth, it's going to help motivate you and build that portfolio that I stressed so much in the first video, how it was so important, check out the class from Udacity. If you do end up taking those classes, make sure that you get the certificate of completion. This is going to be kind of your proof that you completed the class, and you'll be able to show it to your interviewers or recruiters if they ask. Should also add these classes are definitely resume worthy. Even the one that's a crash study course by Andrew Yang, definitely put that one on there. It shows that you are excited about the stuff and you want to self-study. That's about all I have for you today. I have one more video in this video series coming up, and stay tuned. Have a good day. Bye.